Hey guys, so when I want to put a worksheet onto Canvas, there are lots of ways to do it. This is quick and dirty, but it'll get the job done. So if I already have a graphic organizer that I want to use, or a worksheet or whatever, you can open that worksheet. So let's look at this one. So here is graphic organizer. I am going to sort of center it up on my page. And I'm going to come down to the type here to search and type the words snip and open up my snipping tool. So if you want the whole image, you want the whole worksheet, you could change the PDF to a JPEG. I'm not sure how to do that, so I'm going to show you how to do this. And this also allows you to sort of zoom in on the stuff you really want. So I'm going to click New, and then I'm going to click and drag and make sure to include everything that I want. And if your mouse slips, you can start it over again. So I have everything that I want them to fill out right here. I'm going to save it. I'm going to call it These Are Not Poems. The reason I use the snipping tool is because it always saves it as a graphic file, and this allows us to add it as a background to a slide. So I'm going to minimize this because I don't need this right now. And I'm going to go to my drive. Let me go back to my drive. I'm going to click New, Google Slide. So when I get here, I'm going to first change the page. So when I click Page Setup, let me show you that again. When I click Page Setup, the page setup is in widescreen because when we have a slideshow, we want it to fill up the whole page, right? Sounds awesome. But for this, I'm going to change it to 8.5 by 11 because that's about the size of my page. When I do that, it makes it a piece of paper. It looks like a piece of paper. So then I'm going to delete these two boxes because I don't need them. I'm going to click No Thanks for that, and I'm going to close my theme. And I am going to click Slide, Change Background. And I'm going to choose an image. And I'm going to browse because I know I've saved that image. I forget what I called it. These Are Not Poems. Here it is, under Pictures. So These Are Not Poems, open. So now my worksheet is my background. So what I'm going to do is add text boxes. So I want them to write here. I want them to write here. I want them to be able to click and write here. And here. So if you see what I'm doing, I'm clicking this button right here that says text box. Click it. Click and drag to the size you want the box, and then let go. And it automatically goes back to your select tool. So I have to click the text box again to add another one. But now that I have my select tool, I can see I have a text box added to each bubble, and then also under the quick write. Now I'm going to save this as These Are Not Poems, or whatever you want your worksheet to be called. Monday, September 28th. If you're doing this on Monday, title it whatever you want. And then When you go into Canvas, you're going to make it a Google Cloud assignment. So let me go into my sandbox. I'm going to add an assignment. It's a new assignment. It's called These Are Not Poems. Yeah. I'm going to indent 2 spaces. So then, these are not poems. I'm going to edit. I'm going to write my instructions. Fill in the boxes on the page during the class discussion. I'm going to give it however many points I want. Count it to the final grade, don't count it to the final grade, that's up to you. And then submission type, I'm going to make it an external tool. When I click that, I'm going to have to click Find. And then Google Doc Cloud Assignment. This is now going to open your Google Drive. And I'm going to search for These Are Not Poems, and the yellow circle is a slideshow. So this is a PDF, this is a PDF, but this is the slideshow, that's what we want. So I'm going to submit that, I'm going to select it, and the last thing that I'm going to do on this box is load this in a new tab. What that does is the kids will click a button and it will be full size instead of just a little chunk of their page. Set your due date for whatever you want, available from. I always set available from so that they can't get into it early, but I never set until because that closes it out and I want my kids to do the work even if it's late. And then I'm going to save it. So now, fill in the boxes on this page during the class discussion. These tools need to be loaded in a new browser window. When you click that, the students will have this worksheet. So you can teach them, hey, you can zoom in so you can see the whole page. As we're discussing, you fill in this box, you fill in this box, and they will have a submit button up here. And when they do this, this worksheet then shows up in your speed grader. And so that, like I said, it's not the prettiest way to upload a worksheet, but it gets the job done. It keeps you from having to turn this whole thing into an assignment in Canvas. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any questions.